right, let's see if this is working. I think this is working. Content. Ooh, content. Yes, yes. Okay, that works. Great. Now let's get that link. Fair enough. Actually, kind of surprised Steam City made it. It's a decent map. Last Fantasy. Last Fantasy finally made it. Oh, Sandworm made it. Torches. Sanguinalia. Ooh, interesting. I didn't think that was going to make it either. Antimatter. Incorporeal. I was a sucker for Incorporeal. I don't even know why. The Grid. Nice. Spirit Crusher. Interesting. Yeah, good finalists. Yeah. Happy about that. Diffusion is beautiful. My goodness. I was considering when I made Ultra Kill, I was considering making it like a purple theme overall because the song I was basing the decoration off of was about like purple nebulas and stuff. Actually kind of curious. I need to go back and see if I can even make those nebulas purple. But this looks so good. Is that even a purple? I don't even think that's a purple texture. I think that's just a good gray. What'd I say? Ultra Kill? I've been thinking about Ultra Kill a lot. Dark Origin, sure. Go to Dark Origin. Okay, so generally, the way my scores worked was that if a map was just super standard, it got a 2.5. Everything, every like individual feature or good thing above a super standard thing map gives you like an extra half point or extra quarter point. Yeah. Let's see. Did I write anything on here? No, I didn't. Generally, Dark Origin looked just pretty decent, relatively standard, other than a couple of cool features. So it just kind of got a few extra points, but I wasn't like overly excited or like feeling like it was gonna be super cool or fun to play on. And then the other thing is there's quite a few really big open areas. And this base is really odd. I don't know how I feel about that base. That's my gut reactions. What is that? Oh, is that a bunch of pathing blocker? Yeah, not bad. It was on the higher level, but I didn't feel like it was especially like stand out. If that makes sense. Did I do standard deviation in general? What was my average score? Can I take... I'm really curious. What I'm most interested in is in the not standard main ramp. The air distances, map distances, center, and the doodad in the net. Okay, so first off, my favorite feature of this map is probably the buried Zelnaga towers. Those seem really interesting. The doodad in the Nat choke. I'm gonna be honest. The doodad and the Nat choke just kind of seems a little bit odd, because it's not like you're not gonna be walling on the front of the Nat wall. Yeah. I'll go over Sinking Monastery too. Did I put cool on Sinking? That's really funny. No, okay, I didn't. That must have been somebody else. Yeah, a lot of the judges were map makers, which is ironic that we got so few comments on them. I don't know exactly what you mean by air distances because that seems completely normal on this map. You reread. Let me see if I missed anything. No, okay, good. I was worried for a second that I didn't read the map comments on one of these on this one. Let's see. So for the main ramp, well, I'm gonna go one by one, I guess. For the main ramp, I mean that's interesting or whatever, but it doesn't really. It's just a feature, It doesn't have a reason for existing really. It's just also there, you know what I mean? So I just kind of wrote it off as whatever. Next was air distances. I don't know what's different about air distances here other than just obstructed pathing in some areas. Map distances, were those different? Wait, that's Swift. Where am I? No, seemed pretty normal. Wait, I read the wrong... I read the wrong thing. Let me move this. Oh yeah, I remember reading this. Okay, thank goodness. I always get worried that I didn't read these. Maybe a bit Terran biased with the main ramp feature. I didn't really take the main base ramp feature into consideration like at all, because it just was like, yeah, it might help Terran a little bit, but it doesn't really matter when it comes down to it. Like, the feature didn't really make any difference because it's just a normal main and Nat layout, so it doesn't it doesn't make much of an impact at all. Sorry, I meant distances between bases by map distances. Okay. Rock walls, watchtower inside. Okay, watchtower between corner bases. I like watchtowers quite a bit. I don't know why, but I just do. Okay, I need this to be muted for an hour. Okay. Building helpers for walls. What is building? What did you mean by building helpers? Did you mean like these little icons on the ground are for pylon placement or something? I think I have quite a delay, by the way. Can I change that? Stream output. I don't think I can change the delay. Okay, yeah, no, I can't change the delay. Yes, okay. A small pathing for wall-offs with fewer buildings. Building helpers for walls. High ground spread around dead space, which can be used for cover. Yeah. I was kind of middling on it. I by the way, I really like the aesthetic. The aesthetic looks really cool. Just as an aside. But the flow, I think I remember this as well, that the flow of it was a little janky in places, and there are some really, really wide open areas, and then some like really choked up areas that I'm not quite sure why those are, you know, the way that they are. Like this right here is super choked right there. I don't know. Is the center layout a problem? I don't know if I opened this in editor. Actually, I have been so busy the last couple weeks, so I didn't open everything in editor. Also, I've taken, not screenshots, but I've downloaded most map images from people who usually remove their map images afterwards, because I keep going back to like previous TLMCs and wanting to like see stuff people have made, and then like the links are just gone, which is always sad. Why can't I see? There we go. Okay. I don't think the center layout is a problem. I had to double check that these were pathable again. Damn. This is some really cool border deco. What is this? It's just a glowing sphere. Although I kind of wonder about like this. Oh. Not entirely sure why that. I guess it breaks these up. The flow of everything is a little odd at times. Like, I don't know if this needs to be here. Yeah, the border deco is awesome, dude. I thought there was going to be a space. You can place a bunker behind it. I mean, I don't really see that happening because this is just a planetary base. But okay, and then this was the other thing. Wait, if I place a gateway here, does that still let workers get through? I think that still lets workers get through. Well, that's not correct. Yeah, right? Like, technically, that's a worker-only path now. Oh, wait. No, I think you put this there. The choked areas should be good for the wide open areas. Yeah, but it just comes off a little odd. What the heck? Why is that there? I'd rather it kind of be a little more consistent. It feels like it flows a little bit weird. Especially with this being wide open and then this making this area right next to it really choked up. I don't know. It's probably because, and for late game army movement. If stuff is weird or abnormal, in general, adding descriptions to explain yourself, just in the map maker comments, always helps. Because I always read the map maker comments as much as I can. Because that's where I look. Whenever I look at a map and I'm like, why is this here? Then I always look at the map maker comments. Because that's your one chance to explain yourself for maps. I wish I saw you streaming before I started my stream. But I've come to ask about that. I'll get to Talisman. I need to do Sinking Monastery before Talisman. Generally, I liked this map. It had a few weird things about it. Like I said, like with the flow and with a couple of these things where it's like weirdly choked in places, which I didn't love, and a couple of the features didn't feel like they mattered, so I didn't really consider them, like the main base ramp. Like there's no reason for that, it's just there, so I just kind of, there we go. So I just kind of wrote that off mentally, of just, that just exists, you know. So if you want to, so again, explain yourself in the map maker comments when you have something that's counterintuitive, or when something is different than the norm. Because for, I'll ping you. When you have a completely standard map, at least for the map maker judges, I guess this TLMC had a lot of map maker judges, but when there's a completely standard map in every way, shape, or form, you don't have to explain anything. And you can just add some flavor text for, like, you know, the ladder map publishing. So it's like, you know, like, fight over yada yada yada. But when there's a lot of unique stuff like this, it's very, very good to actually explain yourself. Which is actually the reason why I think Omni's maps, in large part, were nuked. Because a lot of his features were not well explained. This base, in terms, you also mentioned distances between bases. Less so the distance between this base and this base, and more so the fact that you have to hold the high ground right here in order to take this base is the important bit. Because once you can take this base, you can already take this base. Because you have to control the high ground for both of them. Unless you're fighting Zerg, but still, I think it's much better to have the high ground. So you're taking these as a package deal when you're taking them. I'm not sure how I feel about that, just in general. But yeah. Okay. Sinking Monastery. It's Sinking Monastery I felt odd about too. Not Seaside Sinking. Just Sinking Monastery reminds me of, was it Corruption from last TLMC? Also, the moment I saw Sinking Monastery, I was like, there's no way character didn't make this. Let me, Corruption, SC2, TLMC 19. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I could definitely see the well, it's your main feature in the last two TLMCs has been, let's just put a bunch of rocks, like 2x2 conjoined rocks in front of a base, and that's like the freestyle feature. Which I don't know how I feel about that. That's just kind of weird. in general, this map was odd. Okay. One thing that bothered me on this map, I will say immediately, is this space right here does not have a lip right here, like next to the ramp. So you see, like, right here there's a lip, and right here there's a lip. There's no lip on this one, and that bothered me way more than I should have let it because of the asymmetry. Um, I didn't knock it because of that, but like, yeah, 3 base alone is freestyle enough. I'm not exactly sure that you need to do anything crazy, which is why this is fine. This is like a really um, really middling freestyle feature. Okay, so my problem with these island bases, one of my big problems with these island bases, is that Terran obviously has the easiest time taking them, right? Because, you just fly a CC over. Of course, these rocks try to help with that problem by making you also have to fly units over there. But the problem is flying units over there is also still easiest for Terran. Um, I don't know if this helps or hurts at all in terms of like making it harder for Terran to take those bases. Because they always have medevacs, like every time. So they're just gonna be able to send a bunch of marauders over there, and they're gonna clear all the rocks super easily. Um, it makes it harder for the other races too, which is why I kind of like say that. Cause Protoss still needs a Warp Prism. Zerg still needs Dropper Lords or a Nidus. Um, it's really, really frustrating to me, unrelated to this map, how bad Zerg is when it comes to island bases in general, because all of your production is each base. Um, all of your production is each base, and building units on an island is a super APM taxing endeavor. So you can't take them early, but also like your air units are generally not great. Like mutas are great at hit and run stuff, but once the opponent actually responds to mutas, they become way worse. And I just hate how Zerg is the hardest APM wise to play with island bases, and always also just happens to be the one that struggles to take them the most, and also the one that struggles to break them the most. It's so frustrating because if that was different, then I feel like we could have already seen a lot of island bases in ladder and stuff before, which is like the main thing that's holding these kinds of maps back, which is another reason, by the way, why I like the worker only paths so much to the island bases. Yeah, Terrans can put planetaries on islands and then a bunch of missile turrets, and it's like, what is even gonna break that? Oh yeah, you mean the rocks. In general, planetaries on island bases, I just feel like there's also, it's so annoying because they like planetaries can hold off what, like 20, 30 army supply at the very least on their own. It's so annoying. It's one of my big regrets with this game when it comes to design. I really wish they made it more, have more parity between the races on that. What if the islands also had unbuildable terrain? Well, the problem is, well, actually, that'd be really interesting. Actually, if you can only put a base down, yeah, then you wouldn't be able to build. So there's good and bad there. The bad is kind of that. Yeah, the bad is that there can still be a planetary. The good is that, yeah, you can't build any turrets. That's really interesting. And then like a couple of mutas could deny it even, or like a few corruptors. That's actually really interesting. I'd like to see that. Um, I guess then the Terran would leave like a single Thor on the base, but still, any supply needed to be dedicated to holding another upgrade option to make them. That's a terrible idea. That is a terrible idea. We already see mass planetary fortress in the late game. I hope you're trolling. Uh, but That'd be really interesting, because then you'd actually have to commit units to keeping island bases. I'd also like to see with that maybe worker only. Would worker only paths be better for that? Let's see. If you're getting a planetary on an island, this is true. And if you can't put turrets down on it, then it would just you have to get a dedicate army to it anyways. So that's a fair point. Huh. Yeah, no, I'm mentally adding that to my list of features for, eventually for this summer when I'm going to make like 5 new maps. I'm going to work a lot with worker only paths. I'm going to do destructible mineral shenanigans, and I'm going to try a few different prototypes for island stuff, and that's definitely going to go on it. I really like this idea. Generally though, the island bases kind of hurt this. Not a lot. I marked it a little bit above average, this map, because it was 7.25, which is 0.25 above average, right? Because my base is like, this is playable, this is standard. This is really interesting, but I think there are a few weak points. The gold bases in the middle seem pretty winner basey. One of the benefits of winners base golds, though, is if your opponent is turtling or something like that, then it can help a lot to outmine them, just like swarm them, whatever, that kind of stuff. Did I say 7.25? My goodness. But yeah, in general, I didn't love this. I didn't hate this. It was just kind of, it was decent, I think there's room to improve. Also, the texture, I think the texture has to look better in game. I'm praying that the texture work looks better in game. Oh, I just opened Cisco Packet Tracer. Yeah, okay. Oh my goodness, so many no-fly zones. Can I see the mesh on this? I'm forgetting how I can see the mesh. Pathing. There we go. Can you actually teleport battlecruisers out here? Oh, wait. Kind of. Maybe. Oh, wait, no. This is the border of the map. You probably can't. The border deco looked pretty good. Like this. Although, isn't that way out of... No, that's not way out of bounds. There was... there were a lot of maps that I felt like were missing a bit of texture work. This TLMC. Let me find a couple others. Gukton was one that I think of when I say that. Where's Gukton? Yeah, this map has like one texture per level. The mains look good, but then like I think they were going for manicured was their kind of theme for that, but like this did not look great. You can see some of it if you're spectating. I wonder if too many fly zones will impact performance. I don't think so. I I've played a bunch of three-person free-for-alls on Last Fantasy before, and all of those games ran just fine. Besides, they're like a static thing on there. I would only expect them to start lagging if they started like colliding with air units a lot. So you'd have to have like something like, you know how you can get sentries to like condense a group of units into a single point? If there was like a bunch of physics calculations like that or collision calculations like that, maybe they would be able to lag the game. But I kind of doubt it. Behind me. I'm generally really happy with the finalists too. In general, actually, wait a minute. Yeah, I like the look of corruption a lot more than. Well, that's kind of funny that you did the same border for corruption. I know you can TP battlecruisers out of Last Fantasy. At the same time, it doesn't really matter because then you're just like you've just got a useless battlecruiser, you know. Like it can't do anything out there. I guess it's just misclicks. But whatever. You can't float buildings out, so yeah, I'm also glad because Last Fantasy is pretty good. Corruptions, I think I like your decoration on corruption better than the new one. Than Sinking Monastery. I don't feel bad if you misclick, but c'est la vie. Let me see. Patches wanted me to ping him for Talisman. Oh. There you go. Where's Talisman? Give me Talisman. Okay, I gave a 5 to... Wait, this one didn't make it. Which one was this one again? This was the dust one. I'm trying to remember. Where the freak is Talisman? Oh, no, I already did Talisman. Where is the other one? The Celestial one. Celestial Enclave. Okay, I did give it a 5. Oh, yeah. Okay, this one had a healing shrine in the center. And the Zelnaga in the center. Which is destroyable by rocks. Yeah, okay. Forgot to check stream channel. Ah. Hi, Timmy. I don't know if Patches is here. By the way, Timmy, congrats on Last Fantasy finally getting through. It's been quite a few TLMCs, hasn't it? It's been quite a few TLMCs. Let me see, what were your other submissions this time? Did you get any others? Let me re-look up that. TLMC 20. TLMC 11 was the first. Oh my goodness. I'm excited. I really hope we get one a 3-player map or like a 4-player map on ladder here. I'm kind of hoping it's Last Fantasy. Oh yeah, it was the only 3-4-player map on finalist. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome if it went to ladder, because a lot of people's complaints is, oh, I scout one spawn position and I don't know where they spawn, and 3-player map kind of fits that niche. It's pretty funny. Yeah. I admit I do think I rated it a lot higher because I've played on it so much, and I've had a lot of good games on it. I don't... I'm just gonna talk about Talisman here, even if he's not here. He'll be able to see it later. What did I give it? 3.5. My goodness. My middle mouse double clicks on this mouse now. Hello there. I'm trying to remember why my because this was one of the earlier ones I rated. Talisman was. I rated Talisman generally pretty high, 3.5. Because I just generally liked it, but it's not something that I found like revolutionary or anything. I mean, honestly, I feel like it could be resubmitted and potentially win the next TLMC. If I remember, if I'm thinking of it correctly, I believe it was like really close to winning this one, right? Where's the public score sheet? Oh my goodness. Google Sheets. Reminds you of a really old map from Wall. Talisman does. Where is... Here we go. Results and finalists. Okay. I haven't seen this document yet, actually. Wow, variation was low. Wait, we only had 5 judges? Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it, but I couldn't see the resemblance either. Let's see. Celestial Enclave. Somebody gave it a 2. Judge C gave it a 2. Not a big fan of the reduced Reaper axis. Good layout anyways. I think this would have... wait, we didn't do trimmed mean, did we? No, we didn't do trimmed mean. That's also very interesting. Didn't a lot of people hate trimmed mean? I remember not loving it. Oh, hey, Patches. Yeah, Talisman's right here. What did Talisman get? 3.5, 2.75, 5. Finally, someone who has the balls to cut the corners and the many bases in the center. To cut the corners. The many bases in the central area reduce too much. Next time, how many? Minus 0.01 points. That's so funny. 3.99. Yeah, I agree with that though. Please tell us in the descriptions how many minerals are in your mineral walls. Always list your mineral wall amounts in the mapmaker descriptions. It's super helpful, and sometimes there are mistakes made where they aren't mistakes on one side of the map. It will be different than the other side for the mineral walls, and when that happens and I'm judging and I've opened up the map to look at it because it's not in the description, when this does happen, I don't know which one is correct, so I kind of go with the one I think is correct. So it avoids having potential QA issues like that a lot. Let me double check your description here. Oh my goodness. Also, please don't write a paper. Let's see. Did you? I don't. It doesn't look like you put the. Yeah, it doesn't look like you put the amounts. So if you write on the same note, if you write too much, sometimes my eyes kind of glaze over and it's hard to write. It's hard to read that much. If you put like a bullet list of like feature and then why this feature exists, that's the best for me at least. Dedicated to the Egyptian Castor Magnath. Okay, well, if you added the description from all 5 of my descriptions, it wouldn't be that much. Let me see. What's the description on Last Fantasy is self-explanatory though, as well. Yeah, distinctive features, air blockers, perfect. Yeah, acceleration. This is a great description, actually. Yeah, this is a great description. I like that a lot. Also, I love it when you say these kinds of things. Well, obviously you have to, otherwise we have no way of knowing. Did you already go over it? Why did I give it a 3.5? Okay, so my base score for maps is a 2.5. Like, that's perfectly standard. Anything good pumps you up, anything bad bumps you down. Admittedly, there weren't a ton of maps that got bumped down that much, but it was a 3.5, so it got bumped up twice. Honestly, looking at it again, I might like it a little bit more than what I gave it, but yeah, I don't know. It just didn't strike me all that much. I think you could resubmit it and potentially win. Honestly, there were just a lot of really, really good maps this TLMC. Let me see. I didn't write anything, did I? I wanted to write things, but I kept coming up against the clock on this. Terran still exists. Yeah, Terran does still, despite my emails, Terran still exists. I've said it in Discord. Honestly, one thing, but you could probably get, yes. One thing I would kind of like to see would be this little opening right here being a little bit bigger, so that I can rotate armies through it a little bit better. Yeah, I probably won't judge the next TLMC as long as I have maps. I hope I have maps to submit. Yeah, there's not really much wrong with it, to be honest. I'm trying to find things to nitpick. 4 or 5 judges. Some may return, some could not be. Yeah, we had really good. We talked a little bit in the TLMC Discord about a couple maps too, so that was nice as well. Also, I found some QA stuff on one of the maps, and I submitted those, but I don't think any of the maps that I had QA on got finalist. That I just noticed. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. What else did I give 3.5s? Like, for comparisons. This one I gave a 3.5. This one's good too. Let me try. I'm gonna try to find real quick. I'm gonna try to find something that I disagree with, of my own opinions. Why did I give this a 3.5? Oh yeah, the gold bases were interesting. Yeah, I feel like I could probably, if I were to do judging again, I'd probably rate Red Sand a little bit lower, comparatively. But yeah, it was just hyper competitive, honestly. I think I actually even I think I actually even went back and changed the scores on Talisman and Hellscape and a couple others multiple times. Hellscape went down 3 times, I think, because the competition kept getting better. Let me see, what did I really like? Or what did I really not like? What was this? Alright. You know, cool. Go ahead and save that anyways. And people are really quick to delete these after the contest. Oh yeah! Why is there high ground in my main base? What was going on with this one? I don't even know what's going... There was a theme, too. Multiple maps had high ground in the main base, this TLMC. What was going on? Like, honestly, what was going on? Oh, yeah, this map. No, Kababik or something was deleted. Oh, Coral was also deleted. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and... Bop, bop. Saved. What was it? This one. Okay, so this was an insane map because I had to... what was this? This was Wonderlight. So the description on this was core-based layout very loosely inspired by Brood War. Yeah, yada yada. Dead space in the main is limited. The corners of the map increase in elevation rather than decrease. So this map, you don't see it immediately, but the main is on the same level as the third, and there's no vision blockers between the main and third, which means that blink stalkers can just blink in without having to have high ground vision. And also have, still have a short distance to rotate here. Yeah. That was pretty much the problem right there. And more than that, would be, I wouldn't have given it a 1. Maybe I wouldn't have given it a 1 if it had actually acknowledged that, but it never acknowledged that. Like, this map never said anything about, yeah, you can blink into the main from the triangle third without vision, like high ground vision into the main. Yeah, that one was made let me see. This one. Oh, I need to open it in. This map. Yeah, this map. This map was completely unchanged from the previous TLMC version. In the previous TLMC version, I had a lot of complaints with it. None of them were solved or addressed. And all of the, like, even the QA stuff I mentioned last TLMC with this map, with, like, the trees don't have any, no pathing paint underneath them, so you can just clip into them and stuff. Nothing really was changed about this one. It was a slightly higher score than last time, but this was, eh. Also, I think Mech has huge problems on this map. Cager had the wall, but less distance. The thing is, with Cagers, you actually do have to get, like, normally, you have to get the high ground vision. So you have to have, like, an observer or a warp prism or something to get yourself vision. And that's still the case on Cager. Yeah, I mean, so last TLMC, I pointed out about Corral. I didn't penalize it last TLMC for the poor QA. But this TLMC, there was literally no changes as far as I could see to the map. After I had given the feedback from last TLMC that it was a like, come on. You can't just resubmit the same buggy map. Like, I'm not going to ding you the first time, because, yeah, we can fix it in post. But, like, come on. You had, like, a year, almost, to fix that? Come on, man. I gave Cager a 3. It was slightly above average because it had interesting features and, cool concepts and, all that kind of stuff. It was a little more interesting than a standard map. Probably me giving it a 3 is the reason it didn't go all the way, isn't it? Where's, the spreadsheet has disappeared. My goodness, I start streaming and then I get pings from 14 different servers. My goodness. Grab this again. There we go. Let me see. Where did Cager... Oh my goodness. Cager was 1 down. Cager definitely didn't. I'm so glad Last Fantasy eked out the win over Cagers. That's way better. I'm surprised Last Fantasy was so low, though. Fine 3 mid, but middle with AZGs, Imba for Zerg. I like the AZGs in the middle because they make so the distance between player and players is kind of short when here and here, but like here and here, I like the AZGs in the middle. They make the longer important paths a little shorter. I think it's good. Although I think that middle is pretty open, is it not? Yeah, it's relatively open. It's not. It doesn't matter. I don't care. I like the map. Minus 0.01 for net telling me the mineral amounts of the walls. Funny. How many did he knock on that? Just 2? No, 3. What is this? Frozen Keep. What? Frozen. Oh yeah, this one. That was all right. What is the worst one? Caverns of Time. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. The map that really needed a name and Gukton were the bottom 2. Other than Caverns of Time. That's so funny. Blindside Basin, really? Wow. I guess that makes sense. I was Judge A, I think. Yes. Yes, okay. Come on, give me my mouse back. Caro Island, right. Everyone used fractional. Yay, we did it. Mom, can we get Zelnaga Caverns? We have Zelnaga Caverns at home. Yeah, the map. Well, I mean, in my feedback streams, I've kind of railed on it every time. I called it in my file system. Let me show you. Open file location. Here's my images. Where is it? Battle for Los Angeles MP4? What is this? All right. So that's there as well. Where is it? Okay, well, I remember what it was, but the map that something, I don't even know. I called it the map with the needlessly long name in my files. Maps Rush? No. Is it here? Yeah, the map with the needlessly long name. Yeah. Okay, Frozen Keep. Let's go up until we find it. Frozen Keep. Battle for his sick map. That looks like the loading screen when you come into LA, honestly. Crazy that that's a real video. Frozen Keep, there we go. What did I give it? 3. Middle of the pack generally for... Okay. Let me read description. Shrines, yep. Multitude of paths of 5 different aggressive strategies. Let me open the window. If I remember correctly, so this is a 3, which means it's slightly above average. Remember, Cave once had a forest fire match, was California spelled backwards. I marked this slightly above average. None of the features in this map really, I don't know, they didn't really seem all that interesting in general. I did notice my expansion path seems like it goes straight up pretty much every time. Because if I go this way, then first off, this has rocks on it. Which, by the way, I want to experiment more with 8-patch gold bases. This is one of my list of things to experiment with. 8-patch gold bases with Zerg rocks on them. I don't know why we didn't see any of those this TLMC. That seems like a no-brainer, because the problem with 8-patch golds is that Zerg takes them early on and then spams lings and stuff. So if you just had an 8-patch gold with a Zerg rock on it, you could actually have it for later. I don't know. Something to try. Yeah, I was kind of lukewarm on this map, is the honest truth of it. There wasn't a ton wrong with it. It just wasn't especially interesting. I will say, though, this aesthetic is pretty cool. I like this aesthetic a lot. Let me download this. I'm wondering, do I already have this downloaded? And second, do I do those things casting shadows? I remember when map makers used them. I'm allergic to mixed mineral bases. I remember when map makers used them as a lazy way to appear different. Yeah, mixed mineral bases are not especially interesting, period. Yeah, they're just kind of there. The one time where I think that mixed mineral bases are especially interesting is on bases that are going to be split in a split map scenario. So, like, they're going to be the conflict bases when it's a conflict base that is going to be, like, contested to mine out to end the game. If you have all the high patches be gold patches, then that means that the base will mine out all at the same time. Like, with the low and high patches. Instead of mining out, like, half and then the other half. Which is the only really valid way I've seen mixed mineral bases be used as, like, intentional design rather than just kind of something that's there. Because it's so hard. An exception, bases with mineral wall patches mixed in. Right. There were a good few features this TLMC that I had to kind of just, like, write off because I couldn't see how it would actually change the gameplay at all. It was just kind of another feature that was there. Like I said earlier with what was the map? It was one of the first ones that I went over. Oh yeah, Dark Origin. Dark Origin had the main base. And the main base, give me a bigger image, please. The main base has, like, a 2-building wall off. That just doesn't matter. There's not, like, another feature that interacts with that in a way that makes it actually very relevant at all. I will say I admittedly didn't really think about that in the middle of that choke. But let me see. Open this up. These are moving, yes? They should be moving. Are they not? I thought these moved. Is that just like a quirk of the... Let me see. Where is it? Export map image. It's one of the ones that move. Okay, because it's really weird, because you see right here in this overview... Wait. Oh, no, don't open Visual Studio. Let me grab this. Yeah, these are not triangles. In your map overview looks different from your map. Let me bring up a side by side. So do you see how these are all triangles? Yeah, that threw me. I was wondering if that was going to be a potential QA issue, because in the overview, you can see these massive shadows. You have that same problem with a lot of doodads? That's so odd. Like, every time you export a map image, that just happens? What? That's kind of wild, actually. What the hell? Yeah, it's a different variation. I guarantee you. Yeah, it's this one. Look. Look, yeah. Those shadows go up to here. Yeah, that's I was a little confused by that. I was like, it's gonna be a QA issue, yeah. But then I delete them and then Control Z, it shows the actual doodad. What? Yeah, because like this would be a slight issue for visibility on the map. Oh, dude. I like the colors. You're not on Mac even. I don't know. 10-year-old editor, dude. I'm just admiring some of this. Oh. Oh, wait, that's an actual doodad. That's not... Oh, that's... I didn't know that was an actual doodad. Arthas Ice Cliff. I have used the Arthas Ice Cliff before. I just didn't know about that. Oh, wait a minute. Are you kind of cheating here? What is going on with this doodad? There we go. Well, that's a weird cliff doodad. Yeah, that's supposed to be a cliff doodad. That is weird. What is hitting this? Ah, yeah, another Arthas Ice Cliff that you tried to hide in the... This took a long time, dude. Nicely done. Oh, that's so funny. The cliffside is just filled with swords. Oh my goodness. I will never be able to unsee that. Do you just not... Is there just no... Okay, yeah. No, there's fog that goes all the way down. It's just... Yeah, okay. If I disable fog... What does this look like down there? Oh, okay, okay. Wow, this looks so weird without the fog. By the way, this is really... I really like this fog. Because it doesn't actually make me feel like I'm playing in a haze. But I can see the effect of it all in the play area. This is how I like doing fog. Really strong with high fall off. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I want to decorate a few maps, but I don't have any layouts ready at the moment, especially now with all these like new features to play with. And of course school. Oh my goodness, classes take so much time. Can I go down there? Maybe. Fit a worker down there, drop it. Is this cliff blocking? Why is there cliff blocking right here? Is that for like widow mines or something? Seems a bit odd. And then up there too, yeah. Why is it so spotty down here? Okay, that's enough. That's enough. Like looking at this one. That's well done on the decoration. From the overview, it definitely looks a lot more cramped because of the shadows. Which is a little unfortunate. Yeah, I don't. It's unfortunate. A lot of the 3.5s, or 2.5s are the categories that I have a lot less to say on, because it's like, oh, I generally like this map, so I added a few points, or that kind of thing. Because there were only the real standout maps that got the much higher scores. So like Incorporeal was actually interesting that I gave it such a high score because it's relatively standard. I am just very much in love with this center. This center was amazing. It feels like you can attack into this base, which by the way is, what's this, 10 patches of minerals, which would change a late game a lot, which is kind of interesting. I like the Zelnaga a lot, because the Zelnaga can be touched from either side. This actually doesn't feel like a winner's base because you can approach it from... because it's kind of indirect in how you attack into it, or you have a small choke to attack into it. I really, really liked the center on this map. This was great. The corners were cool too. I actually don't know if these corners are conjoined to each other. If you can drop one and not the other. Anybody have any other maps? Let's see, what did I give low scores to? Gukton, yeah. Gukton and the map that needs no name both got low scores, generally because of feature insanity. This map, which one was I looking at? I was looking at Incorporeal. Gukton and map that has a needlessly long name both have feature overload with no reasoning behind the inclusion of any of the features. This is the map. These two maps are both maps where they 100% necessitated having mapmaker comments on them to describe and elucidate exactly why any of these features are here, and they, instead of doing that, just talked about what features were there. Which is, yeah, that don't work for me. Like why, like I don't even know if it was even described in the description why there is a backside to your nat. Yeah, no, it's not addressed. But there's just a bunch of terrain in the back here where, like, I don't know, maybe you drop and put a tank down or something, or just like there's what is going on? There's all kinds of, and these up part, I don't remember if I could place a command center down here. By the way, there's texture that shouldn't be there. I don't know if I don't think I can put a command center down on the low ground. All of these rock towers are destructible and will destroy the minerals, but like I can't kill those unless I have air units. The only feature that was properly explained, I felt like, on this map was that the topmost and bottommost bases both have double the resources on them so that split maps don't occur as often or something. Yeah, you gotta give me more than this. There was no explanation to it. Yes, I completely think that like if they had axed like half or more of these features, then this map would have been so much better because it's so much of an overload. I'm like, and considering who made it, I feel like a lot of this was put in almost to be like a checklist of like, here are all the features I can add, and like here's everything that's going to set a precedent. And it's more important than setting a precedent for features that can be used is using features intelligently and providing good use cases for each feature. If you're going to do a crazy new feature for a map, make that your primary feature of the map and build the rest of the map around that feature. Which is so like I was just talking about with where do I go? In Corporeal, one of the reasons why Corporeal hit so hard is because this middle feature and this corner feature are both interesting, very interesting, and they're framed by a relatively standard map around it, but they have their individual features very prominent on the map. So I'm like able to say, I'm as a player and as a map maker, I can kind of be like, okay, the rest of the map somewhat interesting, but I know how it's going to play out, so I can focus on the features that exist here and judge them directly. And in this case, they were really good features. To be honest, they were a little on the lacking side in terms of how fresh they were, but the implementation was incredible. So great map. This has so many features. I don't know what to focus on, and I don't know what any point of the map is going to play like, because there's so many different crazy things going on at all moments. I can't even start with just this back end of the natural of the pocket. So it's got a pocket natural. It's a reflection symmetry map. There are destructible rock towers that are likely all conjoined that are going to destroy minerals on unbuildable terrain that I have to long distance mine from the high ground, and all the grass is unbuildable. Oh, I didn't get everything. I didn't even get everything. There's Zerg rocks that open up very direct paths from each side, including a new entrance to your main. There is a little piece of debris on your main so that you can properly wall it with 3 buildings, and there is double resources on the topmost and bottommost bases. I think I got everything. Am I missing anything? It shouldn't take this long to describe everything that's different about the map, and I shouldn't be left wondering at the end, am I missing something? Because I don't know how a pocket base would... If this map had every feature removed except for the pocket base, like the layout of the bases, so like all these rock areas removed, this back part of this base removed, everything is pathable in the mid-ground, etc., right? The map becomes, first off, infinitely better. Yes, I'm pretty sure all the grass is unbuildable. I think this map becomes infinitely better if you remove every feature except for this main, nat, and third layout and like the rest of the map, right? Because I already don't know how that's going to play out, and that's interesting enough. I feel like this was just an explosive, like someone got explosively ill and had map features coming out both ends. You know, it's so hard to judge because each of these features is worth a map of its own. And this is a map maker who knows what the implications of most of these features are. I cannot imagine being a player and seeing this, like seeing that I'm supposed to play on this, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, like, this is a checklist of map features. It's unfocused. Also, I was a little disappointed with the aesthetics on this too, because there's a lot of cool detail and like the sides and stuff, and then it's just a fucking just straight grass, and then just like straight, like another straight texture on the bottom, and like you can see where the grass cuts off right there, and it's like there's not like a trim or anything. And I only bring this up because I know that the map maker is really experienced and has done and could do better. But I don't even, like, come on, like on your other maps, like you were mixing, and let me bring up one of the other maps. There was another map that was really cool. A lot of people were already overwhelmed with Crimson Quartz mineral walls. There was no way people will remember any of these features. Amen. I completely agree. This is the best map, because I can obviously tell which maps were made from this map maker, especially when you open these up in the editor. The pathing paint and the effort that went into. The most frustrating part is how much effort went into these maps, because I'm like, I feel bad bombing some of these because they so clearly got so much effort, but like, put less effort into your maps, because the more there's a point where your increased effort, it's just too much. So this map has a good few of the same features, except the implementation and the focus of the map is so much better. So one of the really cool things, admittedly, about a lot of these from this map maker was the Colossus pathable stuff. I don't expect it to be very impactful in general, but it was cool. So first thing, unbuildable terrain. Omniskeptic made these maps. I don't know if he's going to be watching this, because he's not in the map making Discord, because there were issues. Specifically him calling people retards for disagreeing with him. Anyways, the red things are inhibitor zones, which is that's a really cool decoration for the inhibitor zones, by the way. There's Zerg rocks and pathing blocker here, but that's an inhibitor zone over that. So it gets a much wider open area, but like the inhibitor zones keep it so that it's kind of choked up, which is also a cool feature. This right here is some unbuildable terrain. This is the only unbuildable terrain on the map, and it's right out in front of the gnat. And in the description, it said, let me see, wait. Yeah, in the description, it talked about that as well. No, it wasn't in the description. It was in the details. These details, if your description is going to be too long, having a details page is pretty good, like this. Although keeping the individual parts short really helps. I'm trying to find what they said about the unbuildable terrain. The area outside the natural is unbuildable terrain. Okay. I thought you described this. Please tell me you described this. I'm trying to compliment you. Okay, the area outside the natural where players are likely to position their army is unsupportable by structures due to unbuildable terrain. Please, there was more than that, wasn't there? Oh gosh. Well, at least with this one, it makes a lot more sense than it being all over the low ground. And the point is obvious for this one being to prevent a planet, like planetaries and stuff, being able to put there. And it's not overbearing as a map feature. And it's not nestled in with 5 other map features. Dang it. All of this description and you still didn't describe that very well. Okay. Oh, the main thing I was going on about before this, though, was the aesthetic on this map is really good. The aesthetic on this map, maybe it's just my personal taste, but this did not work nearly as well for me. Maybe it was the jarring color of these ramps. I'm trying to figure out what exactly it was, but it was just... Yeah, I think it might be the ramps. The ramps are... I don't know. Like it's supposed to it's manicured grass and I don't know. I like better texture work in general. I think it's the ramps that put me off. Anyways, this map had far fewer features, far better implemented. You don't like this one either. You don't like either of them color-wise. I like this. This one has a consistent color scheme. This one's not, it's not terrible. It just really struck me the wrong way, and I don't know why. But this is, I really like lava themes. This healing shrine was decently positioned. I liked this feature up here. There was like a mineral, there was a worker only path up here that lets you escape workers up here on one of the further away bases. That was a pretty interesting feature I liked. But in general, the layout was somewhat more standard, and I could focus more on the actual map features instead of being bombarded with crazy thing after crazy thing on it. You like the lava one. Okay. I do not like, this is Guckton. I don't like the color scheme on it. This is the lava one. This is Abacus of Betrayal, which is a pretty cool name. Yeah, I like the theme on it quite a bit. Yeah, it looks sick. Although I'm a bit of a sucker for lava maps, considering I've made one of my own recently. Let me grab that. Oh my goodness. I just want to take this opportunity to show my most recent lava map. Oh my goodness, I have so many pings. Why do I have 60 pings? I don't know, something's exploding in the background. I'm not going to worry about that. Maps don't use. Alright. Work in progress. I believe it was called Adversary. Did I have another install? Oh, Edge of no, not Edge of Obsidian, no. Where is it? I might be in the wrong folder. Oh, here's my Blizzard Map Remake folder. Thoughts on Arbiter? Give me just a second. I really want to find this. Oh, I moved it to GitHub. Yes, I moved it to GitHub. Okay. Here we go. Always back up your maps to GitHub. Here we go, this one. This was one of my more recent maps. And it looks like the pathing paint is all screwed up again. I was very happy with this. I like how it looks. I've got like the lava waterfalls, and I've got like these These were annoying to set up, but they looked really good by the end. Ah, I'm so happy with how this looks. Oh yeah, and then I've got like this. Like little production stuff in here. Okay. Enough of showing off my own stuff. Thoughts on Arbiter? Thoughts on Arbiter. Oh yeah, so the paths on Arbiter I felt were pretty lackluster. Like for a Zerg defending any base, flanks are very hard to get. Just in general, this rich gas base felt like it was. This feels like it's also very hard to take until you've basically got these two bases, and then you can just kind of take it for free almost. Just generally, I really did not like the way that armies would be moving throughout the map. You've got like one path, two path, and then really long path, generally. There's just not much free movement around. That was my main problem with Arbiter. Pretty simple one on that. I love this decoration right here. That looks awesome. But yeah, I mean, honestly, really simple reasoning, but it just seemed like also Zerg just seems like it would have a bad time on this map in general as well. This is the closest place you can send an Overlord, other than like over here when you're gonna check in at like 4:20, 4 minutes, whatever, for tech. So no Overlord pillar, and then like no real flanking paths to surround armies when they're coming in and attacking. And I also didn't love this base because you have to defend the high ground or you can't keep it. So you're just kind of taking this base, so you're going this, and like these two at the same time, maybe. I don't even. Well, I do even, because I just said. Yeah. I think I'm about done here, unless anybody else has any other requests. Because I've got a lot of other stuff to get through today. I don't know if you guys have seen all. Oh, yep, of course, yep. Immediately gone. And that's why I saved maps from that map maker especially. Here's I'm just gonna show a few maps that people may not have seen from, like, seen on the TLMC thread. This was Armored Core. This was from Depressed Marauder. I mean, I can't guarantee you, but I pretty much guarantee you. This is somewhat interesting, but a rich gas and a rich base in the middle of the map is insane and seems like it would just get taken by Zerg, spam outlings, and probably win the game. I mean, when you have a rich gas too, you could just get like a bunch of, you know, Ling Ravager stuff. That, I don't know, it just seemed like all in heaven, and otherwise, like, other than that, this map was not especially great in any other way. I think I gave this a 2. Yeah, I gave that a 2. Let me go to Vertex of Vengeance. Vertex of Vengeance is my stock standard. That looks like too rich in the middle. Yes. Very much yes. Vertex of Vengeance. Was this the one that I found the QA problems on? No, this was not. Cool looking. Let me see what was the other ones. By the way, Black Lotus came back again. Everyone loves Black Lotus. Do I have the picture? They changed it a bit. I hope this is still Here. Here's the black here's Black Lotus. we get it every TLMC now, baby. I think this thing got nuked, didn't it? Where's the... I don't have the score sheet up still. All the same problems, just weaker problems. It's Black Lotus, baby. Vertex of Vengeance. Let me see. Okay, so one thing I noticed with this one, and I actually noticed this with a good few maps, was really weird cliffing. Which map was it? There was one map specifically that I remember thinking, wow, that cliffing is so weird. Dead Weight. Who did Dead Weight? Do I have Dead Weight on here? Dead Weight. Oh, that's definitely another Depressed Marauder map. Oh, yep. The corners were cutted out. Yeah, here's Dead Weight, by the way. This one I rated a bit higher, I think. Yeah. Somewhat interesting. Okay. I'm trying to find the map that I remembered thinking the cliffing is weird. Where is it? Man, if only there was some section for me to put down notes on these maps, right? Condor, no. Kingsland, was it? Maybe? Okay, well this does give that vibe, but this wasn't the one I was thinking of. No. Okay, well, I'm not finding it immediately, unfortunately. So I'm just going to go back to it. Abacus, get out of here. Gutton, definitely get out of here. Arbiter, get out of here. Vertex. Go to Vertex's description here. Oh, key features, expansion. This made me laugh out loud when I read it. Expansions in both directions allow for interesting side play. Map is relatively big, but still has a short rest distance. Yeah. I think this got a 2.5 because it was basically just standard with some ups, some downs. The flow is a little odd in general. Not much. I don't have much to say on it other than that, I guess. Yeah. It just, the whole thing feels a little odd. I'm trying to figure out how to describe it other than like a Sixth Sense map maker type of thing. I do know that these bases right here are going to have tanks shelling each other. That's going to happen. Just right out the gate. That is 100% going to happen, that tanks will be shelling. If they both were taken at the same time, which they're very likely not going to be, but if they could, then that's what would happen there. It's just an alright map. 2.5 was average, was my dead average, which I probably should have bumped from 2.5 to 3 as my average in general, so that I could properly give lower maps worse scores. But I didn't really run into many lower maps than the lower maps I did, because there's not really a 0.5 difference between some of these. Obsidian Depths. Oh, this might have been it. Maybe. This felt like it was rushed. That base has never been taken in any of your games on it? Yeah. I'm not surprised at all. How many bases in there are there in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A huge amount of bases on this map. If I don't need to take that base, I'm definitely not going to want to. The army movement in general feels a little odd, to be honest. And there's a few points that are a little choky, like this, which it does get opened up, but like the flow of the map feels odd. So like right here, there's kind of a corridor. That just that stuff like that feels a little odd, you know. No map became a finalist with a score that lower than a 2.5 from any judge. Yeah, I figured that would be the case. 2.5 was me saying in general, I wouldn't mind it, but I think there are better options, and I think it looks like that worked. That's exactly what we got. Also, only 5, I think, don't we usually have 6 judges or more? I think having 5 judges with no trimmed mean as well made the judging process very different for this TLMC. Overall, how happy are you guys with the process on this one? Final thought on Vertex of Vengeance is that I think that just the general flow of the map and the way that parts of it are shaped kind of gave me like uncanny valley. Too biased to give a fair answer. Fair enough. It was kind of an uncanny valley sometimes of like, this feels very close to normal, but it's not quite. Like this right here. Why I don't know why this is a cardinal ramp right here, for example. It flows somewhat oddly. Just a lot of parts of it. And this being a corridor. This natural is shaped very differently than normal. And I'm going to be honest, some of this is like a slight aversion to things just being out of whack, which isn't a bad thing, you know? Give me, please mute this, don't. All your totally standard maps got 2.5. Yeah. I gave out a lot of 2.5s. Or, I guess I didn't really, did I? Let's see. Akuda. Oh yeah, that was interesting. Oh, Kill Switch. Yeah. So, Kill Switch, I'm not gonna lie, was kind of an automatic 5 given last TLMC, because I loved it last TLMC. I actually feel like last TLMC had a better aesthetic though, honestly. Do I have it still on my, I see 2 map images. I think I have it right there. Kill switch, come on, kill switch. Ah. I have hypervent. I have so many maps in my map folder here. I want to bring this up for comparison. I really think that the yeah, I feel like this looks so much better than this. This just feels so barren. Yeah, Golden Crush definitely got nuked because it's so abusable. But I'm so sad. It looks so much better. I mean, I love the map layout. I love the map layout on the new one. I think a lot more. Oh, no, no, no. Give me this back. I think I like it a lot more. I think it's just more refined in general. Yeah, especially like this. Because one of my complaints last TLMC was like, oh, rotating through your main seems a little difficult. Okay, you didn't add the... oh, wait. This is the new one. You didn't add the thing. Because one of the other things I mentioned last time was that like you could put a double ramp right here and then have it be easier to wall off. It doesn't matter too much, though. Let's see. I'm just looking through it. Yeah, I miss the old textures. Like, this texture work on the ground here is so good. And then it's just like, I don't know. I don't want to say boring on the new one. Like, look at that. Aww. We tried to trouble. Yeah, I'm looking at it here, and I'm thinking if you make this a double ramp, it's gonna kind of eat into the space for your natural a bit, and that seems. I'm like thinking about it here, and I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be really hard. Oh, you actually move the main base ramp around a bit, though. Yeah, that moved a couple times. Did this move over here? Yes, it did. It flows better. Yeah, this flows a lot better. Ooh. This TLMC, anybody who resubmitted maps, I generally kind of judged a little more harshly if a map was simply resubmitted with no changes, and I had complaints about it last time, especially if those complaints were echoed by other judges. Because the whole point is that you have and it's one of the things I think about a lot, is you have a lot of time to iterate and make it better based a lot on the feedback that you get. So if there's no changes to it, but it was, rated down for a really good reason, then it feels almost worse when it's, hasn't been fixed. Which is why I also love it so much more when there are changes that are specifically, I don't know. Yeah, this is better. It doesn't destroy the inhibitor zones, does it? Yeah, they can. Okay. All right. One last one. Let me look at one last one. Torch has just got a facelift. Honestly, Torch has just got a lot better. I have to point out though, once again, the iterations are good, but I'm once again sad because Torch has had a really cool extra feature on it, where one of the rich gases that was over here, this base had two normal gases, and this gold base was normal and then had, instead of one gas on each side, it had a rich gas like right in between these bases.
This one yours?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Where do you want me to put it?
You can just leave it out. I'll put it away.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a rich gas in between this base and this base, and if you took this normal mineral base, then you would have 4 gases worth of gas output, and if you took the rich base, then you had 1.5 gases worth of gas output, because the gas was it's a little bit of long distance mining, but yeah, it was so cool. It was so cool, dude. I really wish that feature had made it. The map is way better overall. But that one got my neurons firing. You know how hard it is to get my neurons firing? Oh, this map made finalist, didn't it? Sangela or whatever. That's unfortunate. Let me grab. I have to do my humanity test. You get 6 gigabytes daily? My goodness. This map, I went back and forth on my rating for it because I feel like it could be a lot better than it is, but it's also really good. I also went back and forth between what I wanted to change on the map as well. Map name Salmonella. Yeah. E. coli. Ohio Interstate Highway I-35. That's my next map. I don't like pocket bases. In general, I don't like pocket bases. But this nat is, oh my goodness, it's so exposed. And especially at like 8 minutes, it becomes so much more exposed. I kind of wanted this pocket base to be openable later on to this area of the map. But rotating through your main would be hell. Just because, like, of course, the attacker is going to have a quicker rotation than you will. But I still kind of want this to be open in the back. Maybe for an attacker at some point with, like, rocks or something. This map just had too many cool things for me to rate it poorly. Especially this natural. I loved this feature, just like, so Zerg rocks, normal rocks. Go on to that. That was cool, because then you can maintain that choke. You also don't have to defend right here, you have to defend right here. So there's a bit of degree of separation between this. So you might not even see that getting broke down either. This is a much longer path. Perfectly fine to have it open. These gases are evenly spaced so that you can actually move throughout this. There's so many good touches on this map. I really liked seeing the return of Avex on this tournament. He had all of his maps were fun to judge. Not all of them did well, I don't think, but all of them were very fun to judge. What were its other maps? It was, well, you can tell because Pixel Drain, Cenotaph, Botanical Diffusion. Diffusion is beautiful. Oh my goodness. Orate. And what was Orate? Oh yeah, it was the one. Yeah, I did not know how to judge this one either. Holy. Not even gonna download it. This was crazy. I didn't know what to think about this one either. I still don't know what to think about this. It's really pretty in all of its 256 glory. Wait, 256, 256. I mean, that means you have like 1 pixel per map tile. That's kind of perfect. We should export every map image as this. You get 1 pixel per building grid. That's awesome. Looks so good too. All right. Anyways, overall, I'm just very happy with this TLMC. This is probably the most fun one to judge, because you guys did such great work. I think there's also a fair few maps that can probably get resubmitted mostly unchanged. Anyways, I'm going to go now, and I'm going to do web development for a good, like, well, how much time do I have? I have 12 hours of web development now. So I'll see you guys later. And if you guys want, I can stream one more time, probably. Probably after Wednesday next week. So maybe next weekend. let me know if you have any questions in the Discord. Just ping me. And if I'm not gonna stream again, I'll just respond to the question itself. And yeah, thanks. Bye.